morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday to everyone. Hope everyone's feeling okay. First show of the week. I don't know where this week's gone, but we're back. As always, I'm joined by Jimbo, Nick, obviously Mr. Big Time. We're honoured with his presence. And Chang. Jimbo, first of all, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just had a little chuckle. Amelia just slipped down the stairs.
Oh my God. Bloody hell. Big Time Nick, how are you, sir?
I'm good. £2 away from 3 stone lost. So yeah.
Wow. You are looking slimmer, Nick. You've got a neck again. So yeah, well done to you.
All right. So yeah, no, that's all good. All good in the hood. Obviously,
Good,
you've been big time in it back at home to go and collect your car and sign autographs. Jim, you said the other day Jim popped to the shops, but he was gone 3 hours because he had to fight off all the people asking where you were and give out your signed photos is what I heard. That's what Jim told me anyway.
You know, these things we have to cope with, you know, it is what it is. Big up to you as well, Mr. Chang. How are you? I hope you're well.
I am doing very well. First and foremost, I think I might have to apologize to the panel and also to the viewers if my delay in getting on the stream caused the stream to, or rather the show to kick off a bit later, but I'm finally glad to be here. I am trying out a new location, a new venue for which to do my streams. Hopefully, in this new office of mine, I will have a better and more stable internet connection. And here's to many, many more broadcasts and streams from my new digs. But let's get straight into the program of the day. Back to you, Miss Kate, and whatever you have in store for each and every single one of us.
Big up, Chang. Glad to hear you're feeling better now. Thank goodness. Before we start, let's have a look. We've got Shemtan in the house, calling me Princess Kate and Sir Jimbo. All good, thank you. Good afternoon, Angus. Good to see you. I'm a real gooner, says afternoon pin-up girl and Lucky Jim. My favourite comment of the day already. Good afternoon, Mr. Bobby K. Says, oh, morning, Kate, Jim, Chang, Big Time Barry, and everyone in the chat. Nick's got so many names, I can't keep up. Big up Smithy, says Auntie Kate, Jimbo, I miss you guys. Big up Mr. Chang and the average Wickham boy. Hey, it's Mr. Nick and the youngest looking old man, super nice guy, Mr. Chang. Big up Shemtan. Barbarics in the house says hello to the Fab Four. Come on, Pete, let's perform better than the national team and smash those likes. Yes. Big up Lisa, hope you're well. Yeah, Emerson Royale himself, or his number one fan nonetheless. Only one place to start today. I don't even know where to begin with this load of shit. England again, absolutely awful last night. Boring, dull, go 1-0 up, sit back, take off Kane, take off Foden. Jim, I'm going to come to you first to give your thoughts on him.
Oh, God. Do you know what? I was dreading this. I hate putting them down, but it's like watching Conte ball. They score a goal and then they just all sit back, and it was like watching Spurs, honestly. And you just knew that they were going to equalise, and I just don't get it. They were on the front foot, but I just don't know this manager. I've tried to stick up for him in the past, but I can't stick up for him anymore. He just hasn't got a clue, has he? I think you could have took him off at half time and stuck me in there, and I could have organised them better than him. And I really believe that. And to take Kane and Foden and Saka off, for me, was an absolute sin to take the three of them off. Do you know what? I mean, the first mistake he made was not taking Grealish. For me, I mean, to not take Grealish, he's took 4,000 forwards and left Grealish behind. And Grealish is one person who can change a game. But I mean, I don't know what to say about this guy. The sooner he's gone and we get someone in with a bit of flair, the better. And you know what? They need someone in there. Someone like Eddie Howe, I think, will be perfect. But someone who's going to make them want to win games. This guy seems to lose his bottle as soon as we go 1-0 up. So, I mean, we lost the Euros final because of his tactics. His tactics are dire. You know, and when you've got people like me you know, who's just the average guy who loves football, sitting there looking at the TV thinking, what is he doing? Then there's something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. Nick, what's your thoughts on England and Southgate?
Well, the only good thing he did, I kind of disagree with Jim. The only good thing he did was that triple substitution, because at least it made a difference. I think the issue is the players are playing out of position than where they would play their club football. Stones is not pushing into midfield. Rice is playing in that position that Arteta moved him out of after the first, for the last 15 games. Bellingham is playing in Foden's position. So for me, Bellingham needs to drop back next alongside Rice, and Foden needs to play in the 10. Saka, again, star boy going missing in big games or major tournaments. He's not actually played that well, apart from probably the first half in the first game. Yeah, I mean, you look Cole Palmer. How he hasn't got on the pitch, I don't know. And there's probably a question around Harry Kane. Can he only score the goals that he scored last night? Because for me, that's all he can do now. And if we're talking about driving runs or people driving off him and dropping deep, he was at fault for the goal that Denmark scored, gave the ball away. And also the pitch yesterday was absolutely horrendous. But it was the same for both sides. So I just... he does, Angus. He does go missing. Saka's done nothing. He's done nothing when we needed him. Walker did well for the but there was fortune in that goal. So look, I just think for me, he needs to make changes. The Trent experiment isn't working, and if you were going to do that, then you should have done that in the qualifiers. That's what they're for. Mark Gay has been, for me, the best player in both games. So his value is probably going to shoot up in terms of that. Obviously, Eze hasn't had a chance, so it's probably a good thing, because if he has, then he would have probably put the price up, and then that's why we say we wouldn't sign him if it doesn't go over the line. But look, for me, there needs to be changes. Luke Shaw missing. All right, it's Luke Shaw, but in an England shirt, he's never let England down. Same with Harry Maguire. Same with Jordan Pickford. Right, Trippier on that left-hand side with no width. With Foden kind of going around trying to play with somebody. That left side there's nothing. So maybe that does highlight everything goes down the right-hand side, and then maybe because of that, maybe it does show that Saka's not necessarily playing in what we've seen him for Arsenal. But the next game, Gordon needs to come in, Bellingham needs to drop back, Foden needs to be in the 10 with Saka and Kane. And look, we all want to defend Harry Kane, but this could be his last tournament for me.
Yeah,
with the way that he's, the way that it doesn't work. It doesn't work him dropping back. He's not bringing the play up. He's not pushing. The press is limp. There's no press. You saw when we did press, when Rice pressed, we got an opportunity. But for me, why are you playing Rice in a position where he's absolute pony? Arteta, we all sit there and we say, oh, Arteta's this, Arteta's that. He changed that for the last 15 games, and what a difference. And yeah, look, Gallagher came on, did better. There was a bit more fight in there, but yeah, it is like Jim said, it's like Tottenham. It's square peg, round holes. It's like watching Tottenham under Mourinho or Conte. Mourinho probably more. And Watkins, like Angus said, when Watkins came on, we didn't have a corner for 70 minutes. We had 2 in 2 minutes. He got in behind the defence. That's what you got to do in this tournament. You look at Germany, you look at Spain. I mean, look at that. But look, fair play to Southgate. You can't knock him before this tournament because of what he did in the Euros and the World Cup, right? So you can't knock him for that. But now it's I think like with everything, the time has come to say goodbye.
Can I just say, Kate, you're right to a certain extent there about Southgate, Nick, but I still honestly believe we lost the final because of his stupid tactics. If he'd have played different tactics, we'd have won that final. so he's got something to take the blame for there.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think, before I come to you, Chang, I don't think Saka or I'm not going to sort of scapegoat anyone yesterday because I don't think anyone was brilliant. But I do think Saka in the first game, the last game before this, was in Serbia. I thought he was excellent. And I saw him get a lot of hate, but I thought he was very good in a bunch of bad performances. But, I mean, Chang, what have you made of it all?
Oh, where do I even begin to try and pick this up? I'll just go with what everyone's been saying so far, starting with Southgate. I honestly feel that if he can't get England to the finals in this particular Euros, I think his job will be definitely on the line. And for me, what a waste it would be to see Harry Kane not even being able to lift any sort of a major continental or intercontinental title with England, seeing as how he's England's most prolific goal scorer in the modern era. And yeah, I think this is going to be completely down to Southgate and his tactics. I mean, just going by the substitutions or even the way he set the team up in itself, immediately after Kane opened his account for the tournament, they then just reverted to being Spurs, as Mr. Boxall has mentioned earlier. Whether or not he's going to actually ring the changes or make some drastic amendments to the final game against Slovenia remains to be seen. I really do hope he does something. I really do hope he does change it up for his sake, for England's sake, and also for the sake of England fans tuning in from around the world. I mean, for me, something has to give. It can't carry on this way. Not if England are looking to go beyond the last 16 or even the quarterfinals. If this carries on, I wouldn't be surprised if England fails to pick up a win in their final group game. And I really thought that a draw would have been enough in this particular group game, seeing as how England did win the opening game. But as of right now, nothing can be taken for granted. Nothing is for certain. So I really do hope Gareth Southgate and the players don't take anything for granted themselves in the final group game. I'm really expecting a lot more from the lads in the final group game, and hopefully that will be used as a springboard, as a sort of a catalyst to then just go on and make it all the way to the final, possibly even lift the trophy, hopefully. And I think that's about all I have to say on the England's performance in the first two opening games of the group. And it could be a blessing in disguise, really, that this performance happened now against Denmark and not much later on in the knockout stages. I mean, yeah, I saw this. Yeah, Maddie. Yep. Sorry, where was I? Be thankful that this happened here in the second group game and not in the knockout stages, where it might be too late to even do something about it once you find yourselves trailing. So let's really hope that Gareth Southgate learns from this. And I am actually expecting national skipper Harry Kane to also pick up the slack for the rest of the lads, because he is pretty much doing what Son has been doing for the latter part of last season. If you remember, when Son went missing and the whole team went missing, you could almost say that Harry Kane himself wasn't able to influence the lads around him with his captaincy. So yeah, big things are going to be expected and hope from Harry Kane in our final group game. Back to you, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I agree with everything really that you've said. Phil's exactly right here. Spurs and England, great expectations, maximum heartbreak. We get it both sides. We don't even have a good club or a good country. I'm going to start supporting someone else. I'm going to start supporting the Germans, I think. But Ian Wright and Jamie Carragher have both come out and sort of criticised Southgate, amongst others, because Southgate's put out the tweet that we don't have a natural, put out the comment that we don't have a natural replacement for Calvin Phillips, I think, something along those lines. And he's been criticised left, right and centre. I mean, for me, I just don't rate him as a manager. I think he's playing the wrong system with the players he's got. He just doesn't seem to know what he's doing. I really believe if you had I don't know, with Jose Mourinho in charge of this England team for the last few years, we would have won something. I've lost all faith in Gareth Southgate. For me, I would get rid of him. No, if we went on to win the Euros, I'd still get rid of him. I would still get rid of him. I just think his time has come for him to go. But we're back again on Tuesday against Slovakia or Slovenia.
Slovenia.
I don't know.
They look good, and look, they've got, obviously that's who Sesko plays for, but he hasn't done great. But they've got Oblak at the back as well, so it's they look good. They look good in the first two games, and I think if there's a look, I think we're through. I think they said once I can't remember what it was. It was like there's only once ever that a team with 4 points has not got through, so we'll probably get through as the third place runner up or something nonsense if it happens. But you can't discount anyone you've seen. Look, Romania, only their second win the other day. Turkey are flying. This is where we think that we deserve. This is where it's so comparable with Spurs. We think we deserve to win a trophy. England think that they deserve to just get through and walk through the group, right? So I don't think it's going to be easy. It'll be a narrow win, or we'll be sweating on the results to see if we. I mean, look, 4 points. I think we're through anyway, but it's whether we're going to be first, second, or third in the group.
Yeah, I mean, who was that? Was that you, Jimbo? Or was that Chang? When obviously the Euros have been on a couple of weeks? Is it a couple of weeks already? Who's been? I'm going to go to you first, Chang. Who's been the team that you've gone? Wow, actually, I can't see anyone beating these. I think these look excellent.
The first country that comes to mind will be Germany. If you look at how they have won their first two opening games convincingly, albeit maybe Scotland maybe didn't put up much of a fight going down to 10 men before halftime, and I think the second win was pretty comfortable for them as well. But there is one team in particular which I am very much looking forward to them playing each other tonight at 8 p.m. and that will be both the Netherlands and France. That's going to be a cracker of a game. Yesterday's late night game between Italy and Spain was it didn't live up to its hype, but Spain were looking good as well. But really, tonight I am really looking forward to see how Netherlands and France fare up against each other, because I'm actually expecting one of these two teams, either Netherlands or France, to make it all the way to the final. If I were a betting man, I would say that the odds favor France heavily on making it all the way to the final, although Netherlands themselves could spring a surprise. We never know. So tonight's game between the Netherlands and France is going to be a good gauge, a good benchmark to see how well both these teams are going to fare, not only in the group stages, but if they make it through all the way to the final, that's how they're going to be, judged this game tonight. But Germany has been my outright favorite to actually be the first team in a good long while to be able to lift a major trophy, a major international trophy on home soil. So hopefully it's Germany who makes it all the way to the final. And apart from them, maybe you could say one of either France or Netherlands would be the surprise package to play Germany in the final.
Yeah. Angus Mbappe, I believe he is playing because they released a picture of him with his new mask. So I think he is playing. I'm the same as you, Chang. For me, I think Germany look brilliant, and I think Spain looked very good. But if I had to put money on it today, it'd be Germany. Nick, do you agree? Is there anyone else that's? Yeah,
no, I think I said when we said it was about either Germany or France. Look, Germans on home soil, absolute different beast. You've got obviously the Neuer's probably last tournament. So how good would that be from a fairy tale point of view? But look, for me yesterday, Spain were absolutely incredible. It's probably the most one-sided game I've probably watched, bar 10 minutes that Italy had some possession. I mean, it should have been about 8 or 9 yesterday for Spain. Spain. If we're doing the comparisons between England and Spurs, Spain are like Chelsea. If they had a striker, then they had a number 9, then they would have, they'd have absolutely destroyed it. I don't understand how Morata's captain over Rodri, which is odd, but there you go. But look, for me, I don't think France have been that good.
No.
They weren't amazing the other night, but I guess it doesn't matter as long as they're improving, right? And it comes down to getting through the group and then how they get through in knockout football. Mbappe, obviously the spotlight's all on him, like it is with Bellingham with England. But yeah, I think Germany and Spain for me have done it. I guess a surprise. I guess if we're talking about surprise packages, I'd say Turkey and Romania have been a surprise. Turkey could go deep and shock people because it was, what was it, Turkey, Georgia, and it looked like it didn't look like footballers on the pitch. It looked like MMA fighters on the pitch, like all of them tatted up, like muscles, you know, and just wanting to, and they were literally getting stuck in. But yeah, I think we'll have to see how it all pans out. But I think, yeah, Germany or Spain at the moment, France potentially if they can get into gear.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim, are you going for anyone different, or are you on the Germans?
No, I think Portugal are going to do well. I think they're going to go far. Someone put in the chat about Austria. Yeah, I thought they looked good the other day when we watched them. Germans look a bit warm, don't they? But I mean, it's quite open. But I'll say one thing that I wouldn't normally say: England ain't winning it. That's for sure.
Bloody hell! Next you'll be saying that Tottenham ain't winning the league. Where's my husband gone?
No, the quad's on. The quad's on. I don't think England have. I think they get through the group stage because, as Nick said, 4 points, and I'll be surprised if they don't get 8 points from the last game. All right, Bobby.
Morning.
But we ain't winning it. I think Canada have got more chance.
Yeah, exactly. Bobby K, how are you, my lovely? Good to see you.
I'm better now with this fantastic panel here. Good morning to you all. Good morning to everybody in the chat. I can see I haven't been down here in a while, so somebody's been touching my stuff. There we go.
How dare they?
Yeah. Showing my boobs a little bit more than I like.
Have you been well, Bobby?
I'm great.
Good.
Nice
You
to
look
see
well.
Guys. How are you?
Good to see you. Good. Have you been watching the Euro?
Sorry, I'm just waking up from watching Southgate ball.
What are you making of it, Bobby?
The funny thing was, and I'm not even joking here, me and the boys were watching the game together. Little K stayed home from school yesterday. He wasn't well, obviously. But we're watching the game. We scored, and Big KJ turns to me and he goes, "Okay, that's it for me." He grabs a blanket and he lied down on the sofa and actually took a nap.
Wow.
He just said, "Dad, wake me up if anything happens." So, hey, Phil, woo. So, it's so painful. Hey, Paul. It's unbelievable that it's. I don't know how this guy has kept his job. As far as I'm concerned, he's ridden a lucky streak. He's gotten probably the best generational talent that we've ever had in an England squad, at least in my lifetime that I've seen. I know everybody goes on about the team we had in the 90s and stuff like that, but there wasn't a cohesion there. There always seemed to be one player missing kind of thing. Right now, the only player we're missing is a left back. And we took one that's injured. Woo! Great managerial decision. Don't take a player that can hold the ball and unlock defenses late when you need to, like, I don't know, maybe a Jack Grealish or something, but he's only worth $100 million apparently, and he only plays for a treble-winning team. So what does he know about winning? But no, by all means, let's get all these other fringe players in that you rate, but then don't use them. Cole Palmer had, what was it? Contributions to almost 50 goals, right? Assists or scoring them himself. And the man hasn't seen the pitch yet. That is just absolutely insane. How he hasn't touched the pitch yet is crazy. And then you turn around and you take off your entire forward line at once.
Yeah.
You don't do
That
it
was
in
mad.
pieces to see if one can come in and maybe impact the other two. Let me just throw all three out and get 3 new ones, and let's put 3 new toys in there and see if they're going to work together. How moronic is this man?
Yeah.
This guy led Middlesbrough to mediocrity at best, and somehow just because he's English, he got the job. Oh Jesus, and that love Spurs,
Yeah.
The fact, let me start bringing up Calvin Phillips, a guy that can't even get on the pitch for his club. Oh my God, this guy's an idiot.
I said the same thing about Palmer.
Frustrating, honestly, he really is. He's just so painful.
I said the same thing about Palmer, Bobby, to Kate during the match. Why isn't he on the pitch?
Why didn't anybody, even Bowen? We know how impactful Bowen can be.
Yeah.
Why didn't Eze come on when we saw that the midfield was absolutely getting nothing done? You know, the fact that Trent was the first sub out of everybody that was playing so poorly, when this guy actually moved the ball a few times up the pitch and had a couple of decent passes, he, to me, was actually being the most effective at the time of the substitution.
Yeah.
Which, to me, basically says you truly are a freaking idiot. He's ridden a lucky streak. He got us to a final. He got us to a semi in major tournaments. And because of that, he's touted as some great manager, as some great god. He can't get it done. We were at home in the Euro final, winning at home, and this guy 2 minutes in, we've got a lead.
Yep.
That's when you put your foot down on their throat, and just squeeze them right out. No, we're just gonna go. I love that. I'm sure you guys have seen it. That whole little joke going around. Gareth Southgate's the kind of guy that puts his phone on charge at 99%.
Yep. Bobby, I'm not going to lie. I got quite aroused when you did all that just then. Yeah.
I've been working out. I've been hitting the gym. Nick's inspired me. Look how beautiful he looks, man. Look at that.
You do. You do know what? You do.
40 pounds, big man's dropped.
I know. And you look slimmer, Bobby, as well.
It's the beard.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Jim, you need to join their club.
I paid somebody to trim it to get it pretty for my nephew's wedding. So it's amazing what $25 can get you nowadays. And then I watched Mama K spend $300 at the salon to do her hair.
Jim, you need to join their fitness club.
All right.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah,
he's already on the Stairmaster program. Huh? Stairmaster, get it, Jim?
I got it.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, I think we've exhausted.
You guys are looking good. I'm just happy to see it.
Yeah, us too, Bobby. I think we've exhausted the Gareth Southgate. I don't even know what to call it.
Saying his name. Look at everybody's. Did you see that?
I know.
As soon as you said his name, even Chang, the captain of the Smile, was like,
I know. There's just, he's just, he is a nightmare. He's an absolute nightmare. Apparently, I was just reading that Rodri's been banned for Spain's next game because he got 2 yellow cards. Yeah. And it's a new rule that if you go up to the referee, it's only the captain that can question the referee, and he went up. So he's banned from the next game, Rodri. So I didn't know that, but there you go. We all look slimmer in the dark. I must admit, I was a little bit. I was reading the player reviews, and Declan Rice got a 4. He's been getting 8s and 9s all season, but got a 4. But they gave Højbjerg man of the match. Did I miss something, or was it really that bad that he got it? I'm not sure.
If I speak, that's all I'm going to say. If I speak,
I know what Nick's going to say because I saw it already in the chats. So I'm actually, that's why I was staying quiet, because I really want to see this. Nicholas?
I mean, everyone's too scared to say anything. I didn't actually think.
I'm not scared. Do you know what, Kate? I'm not scared. I'll say it how it is. Like, the other defensive midfielder was far better than Højbjerg, right? And if Højbjerg could finish, Denmark would have won that game. He had so many chances. So, look, perfect. Look, like I said, perfect 2 years ago, playing boring football under Mourinho, under Conte. He's not, but when I saw that he got man of the match, I was like, I'm not really sure I was watching the same game, and that's probably the best thing. That's probably as much as I can go to in without going on a massive rant and upsetting people. So
yeah, I mean, Drula said he was great. I remember him doing some decent things, but for me, I just remember him just banging it over the bar and wide. But you know, I just thought it was a terrible game. So it won't be one I'll ever watch again.
In terms of from an attacking aspect, yeah, he was terrible. But from a defensive aspect, as a holding midfielder, that guy broke up play. He was in our passing lines. He disrupted our midfield completely. Why did Declan Rice get a 4? Why is Trent sitting there? What was his rating? I don't even know. I don't know the player ratings. But I don't think anybody got more than a 5 yesterday.
No, they didn't, I don't think.
For as much as it pains us to say it, and I think we're bitter because he didn't do a job like this for us. But the argument becomes, did he do a good job against a good English team, or did he just look good against boys that showed up to play against men yesterday? And that, to me, would be the better answer, because we all know Højbjerg didn't turn into, friggin' Michael Essien overnight all of a sudden.
Well, it's like Love Spurs just says.
But he did
players play better for their country. They play better for their country than they do for Spurs. Romero, not so much anymore, but.
And to be fair,
I watched him against Canada.
That system perfectly suited Højbjerg, didn't it? It doesn't suit the system. When he played under Conte Mourinho, he was better. He just suits that slower sort of system. But anyway, I'm sick to death of talking about England. They drive me up the pigging wall.
Sorry about that, Kate. As soon as you started talking about Højbjerg, I thought I'd go for a wee.
Obviously, we haven't done a show all week, but the Tottenham fixtures are out. That's very small, but I can't make it any bigger.
Zoom in.
I tried that, but it wouldn't zoom.
Click on it. Click on the picture. No, on the actual picture. There you go.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's amazing.
You know things are getting bad when the white guy's giving tech support, folks.
I'd say that the big timers know how to get things done.
I know. I'm surprised she wasn't on the phone. And Ledley, I can't get it to Zoom. Mickey,
talking to Led. Well, not talking to Ledley, but Mickey Hazard's confirmed for week beginning 1st of July. So he's back. He's back giving us his review on everything Spurs. So he actually messaged me out the blue the other day, didn't he, Jimbo? Just message me out the blue.
Thank God the comments are hiding my joyous face right now, because I'm so overwhelmed and happy for you. Really, that's fantastic.
That's because you're too good looking, Bobby. You're showing us all up.
Yeah.
You're too jealous. That's what it is, Bobby.
Jim. It's a new camera filter.
Good
morning, Jose.
What are we all thinking about? Obviously, the first game, Leicester City away, Harry Winks back against Tottenham. Jimbo, what's your thoughts? Are you happy with the first fixture?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with the Monday night, because when Tottenham seem to say we get a chance, we can go top if we win 3-0 or something. They always seem to blow it, don't they? When they get a chance. I hate it when we're behind the others. So yeah. I'm not happy about the Monday. I'm not happy about the Monday, but the fixtures are all right. At the end of the day, Kate, the fixtures are what they are. I think they've been kind to us this time. There's no real big matches one after the other, is there? Like we had 4 or 5 in one towards the end of the season, which kind of derailed us. We haven't really got that. So I think the fixtures have been quite kind to us. About time as well. Yeah. And we're at home the last game. Hallelujah.
All I've got to say is Arsenal's Angus again. You're doing it again, mate. You cannot wait to play us. What? Play us, then play in Europe, and then play Manchester City. Your first 6 games, I could see you not getting a win out of any of them. If I'm honest, old Angus, the old optimist.
And we've got Arsenal at home first.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got Arsenal at home on the 14th of September. So, Nick, I'll come to you next. Any thoughts on the fixtures?
Well, the fixtures are the fixtures, but obviously we know they're going to change because of Europe and maybe FA Cup runs and Carabao Cup runs and other, potentially, or maybe they not, maybe they won't be. But look, it's good to. I think it's nice that I can't remember the last time we had Arsenal for the first game in the season rather than right at the towards the end. And obviously, look, it's thrown up some interesting games. Obviously, Chelsea, Man City first up. And I think it's going to be, you don't know how these teams or players are going to react coming back from the Euros. Obviously, from a Spurs point of view, Porro hasn't gone, Maddison hasn't gone. Obviously, Romero, Copa America. So we haven't actually got that much in, that much involvement. So in that respect, it's good because they can rest, and they're going to have a lot. They're going to have a point to prove. So. Yeah, I mean you can say Leicester, Everton aren't amazing, so but then we do go away to Newcastle, which we lose at. Then we have got Arsenal, then we have got Manchester United. So yeah, I think we need to really lay a marker down in those first 2 or 3 games. I mean, look, go up to Newcastle, even get a point is better than what we've done the last 2 years. So I just. Let's just wait and see. But yeah, obviously a North London derby, it's going to be the weather's still, well, I say the weather's going to be nice, but the weather should be nice. So it'll be interesting to see whether that'll be a Saturday 12:30 kickoff or it'll be a Sunday 4:30 kickoff. And what they do.
I just love the banter started already. The Arsenal fans are already so confident. They're giving it large, and it's not even the start of the season.
Let them gas because they've won exactly the same as us the last couple of seasons, right? So
yeah, exactly.
That's the only good thing about this. Southgate is absolutely going to ruin Rice. He's going to come back being a £5 million player.
Chang, any thoughts on the fixtures? What I will say is just before the fixtures come out, Jim went, how long's it been since the season started with a real, a big team playing a big team? I said, I don't know. And then Chelsea Man City got drawn as a first day fixture, which is good. But Chang, any thoughts on our start to the season or any thoughts?
There is one particular month which I noticed in the calendar, and that's in the month of February next year. I believe we are playing both the Manchester teams or the Manchester clubs either back-to-back at home or back-to-back away in February. I have a sneaky feeling that those back-to-back Manchester games in February is going to either make or break our season. And I think Big Ange has to be prepared for that. If he needs to strengthen again, come the winter transfer window, he really ought to do it properly this time, I hope, rather than just getting players in on loan. The same way he brought Dragushin and Lucas Bergwall in last January. So yeah, the only thing that stands out for me actually is those 2 back-to-back Manchester games in February. And I really do hope we come out on top this time. I really do hope we have something to cheer about. And hopefully also, fingers crossed, something to look forward to come the end of the season rather than having to dread the last couple of months leading up to the end of the season the same way we did just only a few months back. So yeah, I really am hoping for a great showing from the lads against the Manchester clubs in February, and let's see where our transfer window takes us after the Euros are done, and hopefully we'll get some players in before the friendlies.
You're right, Chang. February. Sorry, Kate. February is going to be tough because you've got potentially. I'm gonna. You've got Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. You've got an FA Cup 4th round. You've got a potential Europa League knockout playoff for the teams finishing 9th to 24th. 2 of them: Manchester United, Ipswich, Manchester City, and then the first of March is the FA Cup 5th round. So look, the games are going to come thick and fast. So we do need we do need that. We need that squad depth, and they are going to come.
Massive congratulations, Angus. That's brilliant news. His dad's cancer free, so that's excellent news. Always nice to hear some good
Congratulations.
news. So yeah, good. And John James, hope you get better soon. I will give you a message later, see how you are. But Bobby, any thoughts on the fixtures? Obviously, I always feel funny saying that because we've got to play everyone at some point. But
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even looked at it. That little shot that you just brought up was the first thing I saw about it, and the only reason I knew that we were playing Leicester is because my uncle is a Leicester fan. I just saw him the other day, and he was going on about how we're playing the first game. I was like, oh, wonderful. I don't know what's going on with it at all. I'd be lying, but I see you sent it to me, so now I can look at it. So I'll pretend I'm doing something very important while
I sent you the more in-depth one, Bobby.
Big up, Gaza. Good to see you.
Holy shit! You expect me to read this?
Yeah.
So just to share here, folks, because I'm that kind of guy. This is what Kate was kind enough to send me.
I know what Nick sent.
And then Nick was kind enough to send me something I'm supposed to. I'm going to need a tutor to help me read. I don't even know if it's.
Basically, I believe it should be every fixture that we have on our calendar from the friendlies. I believe even every single friendly match is on that list. That Mr.
Right. Every single friendly is on there as well. Every single break, international breaks, Europa League games, FA Cup games, everything. Yeah. So before you start,
this is actually very handy.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, I was looking at the picture he sent me the other day of the guy falling off the bike. Oh, sorry.
So yeah, any thoughts on the fixtures, Bobs? Now you've got them.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones here. But like you guys said, it doesn't look like we have that pile up like we did at the end of last season that impacted us, right?
Yeah.
There's no. I'm looking and I don't see any kind of back-to-back monster games here so far in the schedule. Who knows, like you said, when things change with Europa and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, the last four are West Ham away, Palace at home, Villa away, Brighton at home. I mean, you'd say West Ham and Villa are probably the hardest ones, and obviously Palace, depending on what happens with Elise, Eze, and everyone, and Gay and everyone else staying, right? If they stay.
You just got your usual, Christmas kind of congestion here coming up, and depending on where we are in the other competitions, that might get a little bit tight. But this is the thing. This is when the argument can start with, with the people that are pissed off about keeping Werner. Well, we're going to have to play on four fronts,
Yep.
At the end of the day, if we're sitting here saying we want quality players, we've got to take the bargain basement deals here and there too to just pad the squad up a little bit. Now, if people are going to argue and say that he's a terrible buy, this and that, it's his wages that piss me off. I definitely don't think he should be anywhere near the wages he's on. Maybe a third of that at very best. If it is £135 a week. Maybe 50, 60 tops, I would say. I see him at a Dyer level, who I know was on 60 before he left. So that's my only personal grievance with that one. But we are going to need a lot of bodies, especially if we plan to actually overhaul the squad and get rid of them. The real great thing, the one good thing that happened yesterday, and we should all have a little appreciation for this, because I know Daniel Levy was probably jumping around in his little leprechaun boots, the prick. Højbjerg's good game. Another game like that, if they make it into the next round and he has people stand up performances against big teams, that adds a couple of million to the price, doesn't it, right?
Oh, interesting news from Vindaloo there, saying a meeting's taking place as we speak for Eze. Spurs camp open to talks, finally. Interesting news. Big up, Adrian. Hope you're well. I mean, is anyone else a little bit concerned that the Eze, going on to transfer news, the Eze deal's gone a little bit quiet, or is it to be expected because the Euros are going on?
My disappointment, and I think I said this, if it is that Eze was at Hotspur Way. I know some people have said Ivan Toney as well. They were both at Hotspur Way before with their entourage. They weren't just going to come on their own. They would have been with their entourage. They could have, where are we going for lunch today? Well, you two are going upstairs to see Daniel in his little office, and you're going to have a little chat. Do you know what I mean?
I ain't going up any stairs, Nick.
Well, no, I know you're not. But Kate wasn't there. Kate wasn't there to push you down. So yeah, maybe that's what we should do. We send Kate to the training ground, send them upstairs, and they say if you're not going to sign, watch what's going to happen, and then Kate just comes and pushes them all down the stairs. So, yeah, look, I think it. Look,
Allegedly,
they've been courting
Nick,
him for months.
allegedly.
Yeah, they've been courting him for months. But you know, his agencies, but they're part of the same. His agents are part of the same base as a lot of the other players. So it's not like it's quiet. But look, I think, we need to, whatever needs to happen. Obviously, nothing's going to get announced because they don't want to disrupt England or disrupt anything. I think we'll probably see a lot of stuff happening after the Euros are finished. Not so much with the Copa America going on, but yeah, I think a lot will start to happen when teams start getting knocked out and everything like that. We'll see a lot more stuff because we've got it's all right. The transfer window's been open a week, but no one else is doing anything, so it's not like we're falling behind, right?
Yeah. I did see that this is apparently rumoured to be true, but then Arsenal are being linked to the world and his wife, much like Spurs. And, it was almost definite you were going to get Benjamin Sesko, and that all went tits up. And now apparently you're advancing talks with, however you say this guy's name. People have told me 1,000 times. I still don't know. But then this could be the same story as the Mbappe one that you were getting, Angus. So, he's a good player, but he's been injured. I think he's injured at the minute. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But I did read this morning that apparently they've moved forwards in that. Has anyone got any transfer news they've read? Chang, have you seen anything or heard anything particular? I have got a few stories, but I'm just asking in case you've seen anything.
The only thing I saw of any concrete interest was the Lucas Bergvall announcement. I think it's been confirmed that he is going to play, I think, in Belgium, is it? Or one of those Dutch clubs, our loan signing, Lucas Bergvall. Oh, no, sorry, it's not Bergvall, it's Vuskovic, sorry. The Vuskovic, loan move has been confirmed. And I think the other one that was of interest was the Kubo, the Takefusa Kubo, the Japanese winger from Real Sociedad. Apparently now it's only a matter of trying to get his terms, and Real Sociedad are willing to do a deal for him if terms can be agreed with Takefusa Kubo. So I think that's one to follow up, especially since Takefusa Kubo isn't part of the Euros or even the Copa America. So possibly maybe the first signing of the season is going to be from an Asian who's not taking part in either the Copa America and also the Euros. So let's just keep our eyes and ears peeled for this one.
Did you just say Bergvall's going out on loan?
It's not Bergvall, actually. It's actually Vuskovic, Luka Vuskovic.
I was going to say,
the defender.
How did I miss
His
that?
loan's already agreed, though. Yeah, his loan.
Yeah. I absolutely crapped myself there because I'm so looking forward to seeing Bergvall next season. I thought, oh man, I didn't even know that had happened. But Bobby, have you heard anything that sparked interest, or are you thinking the same, that it's all a little bit of paper talk at the minute?
I actually, just as we were speaking, so I didn't look too stupid like usual, I went on the internet thingy there, and hey, big up AJ, and they're talking about some guy. It's going to finally happen. Leonard Damio?
Damio, you're such a silly arse, you are.
I was thinking, who's this?
The one we were always linked to for years, Damio. Bloody hell. I thought it was going to be Emity Cabernet for a minute.
Oh, no. We got that other guy, the Arabic guy we're looking at, Dusti Chalbis.
What about Empty Cabernet? That guy.
Well, he's playing right now in the Euros, right? So the Italian camp is saying that we don't want to be talking to anybody right now. So
Oh my God.
Dusty Shalabis is not currently playing right now. He's in the Saudi league, right? So
Great player. Great
Yeah.
player. Big up to AJ, who's sunning himself in Turkey at the minute.
I'll
Jimbo,
be honest with you, mate, I don't bother reading this crap.
Yeah.
All these, it's just been. I don't know what's worse: the emotional roller coaster of actually watching Spurs play, or the emotional roller coaster of being part of a Spurs transfer window.
Yeah.
Honestly,
hear
in the last few years, I don't know which one can really tug at your emotions and bring you up and down more, because the amount of people we're listed with, if we'd even got a third of the players we had been listed with over the last 30 some odd years I've been watching, what a team we'd have.
Yeah, exactly.
We make the wrong decisions. I'm still pissed off at the fact that we refused to give 40 million for Grealish and decided to spend 60 on McDonald Belly there.
And I think Bobby, you're right. Like now, there's reports if Chelsea sign Elise, Palace won't let Eze go, and then it'll be like we wasted time. We should have got it done. It's like if Palace want to sell both, they'll sell both. If Palace want to sell none, they'll sell none. Right?
Barry, it's like the weatherman saying it's the sky's part tomorrow, the clouds part, it'll be sunny.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That's great. That's why for me personally, I don't keep an eye on it. I don't even really know what's going on. Jay's the funniest. He's hilarious because he'll come up to me with the little ITKs, as you call them, guys, and dad, we're linked to this guy. We're linked to this guy. I'm like, says who, and he'll mention a name, and then I realize that I don't even know who that player is. The person is that's making the report. So I don't know if they are a legitimate source or not. I'm down to pretty much Fabrizio, and of course my buddy Ali sends me a text here and there to let me know what's going on. But but it's not as being close to some other people like Mickey and Ledley and Ozzy and everything. I'm sure we're here soon enough.
I mean, Jimbo, we spoke about this morning that apparently Tottenham have now made contact about Calafiori, who's someone Ben mentioned a while back that he really wanted. I mean, this guy apparently has said that he wants to go to Real Madrid. Tottenham are in for him. Newcastle are in for him. Liverpool are in for him. Oh, no, it's Tottenham, Newcastle, and Chelsea and Real Madrid. I mean, I think this guy, if he's going to go anywhere, it's going to be Real Madrid. But I don't know if you read anything different, Jim. I know you spoke to me briefly about it.
I read about it this morning, but do you know what? When you go online and you read about transfers for any club, they're all linked to everybody. It's just you get bored reading it because you just think to yourself, "There's no way this guy's going there, and there's no way this guy's coming to us." It's just like it drives me insane because it's just all it is them trying to get people to read it and like it, and it's just so much crap out there. And someone said in the chat a little while back, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Adrian.
Yeah.
There's a lot of smoke screens out there to get you off the scent of players that you want.
And you're right, Chip. Yeah. It's crazy because I'll just type in EPL transfers instead of just looking for Tottenham transfers in Google. And like you said, the list of nonsense that comes up is crazy. From my understanding, Mbappe might be going to Arsenal or Liverpool still. Hasn't he signed for Real?
The thing is we got bitten twice, didn't we? One with William, and then Hazard was another one. We was meant to get Hazard. I think Tottenham have been bitten too many times now, so they keep a lot of it under wraps. We've had a few signings come in we weren't expecting. All of a sudden we got them, and I think that's what Tottenham are doing now to get people away from it.
I hope you're right about that, Jim. It'd be nice that all the nonsense is media and hype, and then we're working quietly behind closed doors. But to me, that could be bothersome as well, because then we're talking about two players Barry already mentioned that were in house with Eze and Tony, two players we would want at the club.
Yeah.
So I hope that it's not a smokescreen.
Yeah.
No, I mean, according to, I don't even know where this came from. I can't remember. They're saying today that if we don't go for Tony, that Jonathan David could be someone we've got lined up. I mean, Nick, I don't particularly rate this guy. I'm not going to lie. From what I've seen,
look, obviously the Canada contingent will gas about him, but
no, we won't.
Where does he even play now? You know what I mean?
He is playing for Lille.
Yeah, isn't he still
brilliant?
in France?
Brilliant. So if we sign Jonathan David, I hope Mr. Daigle will give the same nonsense that he gave about Timo Werner, because they're about on the same level, if not worse.
Yeah.
No, Jonathan David is an improvement over Richie. Is he a significant improvement? No. That even yesterday. I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, Barry. We look at that England squad. Look at the amount of talent. That team is impressive, man, on paper, and yet so shit when they're out on the pitch. I think the days of having expectations for players when they're coming into the club are gone, because it's just
true.
We got guys come in. That Ericsson came in at 10 million or 11 million, whatever we played Ajax for him back in the day when we sold Bale, and ended up being the best buy out of the bunch. Then you go and you look at the top guy that we spent the most money on. Has to be arguably is one of the worst players that we've ever had. Oh, Dragon, yeah. Sorry, buddy, we're going to argue about that one, but David is definitely better than
Dragon. I'm better than Richie.
Put in versus
I'm
Richie.
better than Richie.
Anywhere. What did he have? 26 goals or 28 goals for Lille last year? Like, this guy can put the ball in the back of the net, which is something Richie can't do. So just because he's Brazilian played in the Premier League doesn't make him better.
I'm not one of Richie's biggest fans, but if you give me the choice, I'd rather keep Richie than Jonathan David. I don't like him at all.
You haven't seen enough of him.
Maybe.
If you see the way he is, how quick he is, I think he would suit an Ange system better than Richie does.
You're not being Canadian bias?
I don't think Richie has any footballing ability that really puts him up there as a super striker.
Probably the bias for him is worse than my Emerson Royale bias.
Sorry, Barry?
I said that your Canadian bias is much worse than my Emerson Royale bias.
No, I'm not saying that. I would, if you came to me and said, okay, Jonathan David is 60 million and Richie is 30, I'll take Richie. But if you came to me and said both are 50, then I'd buy David. Is he significantly better? No. But I think he is a little, there's things in David's game that he's a bit more impactful. Like, he can play off the wing as well and everything. He's quick. He's very deceiving. He's got quick feet. But is he a superstar striker? Time will tell. You know, maybe he does come to the Premier League and light it up. Look at Soldado. Lit it up in Spain, potted 30 goals. We brought him in and he couldn't even score 2. So you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't. But for me, I've seen David play enough that I think that he's better than Richie. Is he the guy I want coming in to fill our number 9 slot? Hell no. Hell no. I want a big bastard up there that we can put the ball into that just smashes in. Get me Vlahovic, man. Please, for the love of God.
Oh, he's looked terrible this tournament.
I'll tell you who else hasn't looked good, and that's Bastoni.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked good either.
Yeah, I agree. I think Vlahovic, I mean, I was watching the game and the people were messaging in the groups, whatever happens, please don't let Vlahovic come to this club. I'd rather have Tony than David or Vlahovic.
Oh, I would take Tony over David over Vlahovic. I don't know. I like this kid. I think he's quick. He's big. I think he'd be perfect for us, man. I think Ange would turn him into. He would make Holland look like he was a bench warmer.
Wow.
I think this. I honestly think in an Ange system, I think Vlahovic would just be absolutely amazing.
Wow. Chang, you got any thoughts on the striker situation, the ones we've been talking about, or is there someone else you'd like?
I think the striker targets that we are being practical about, we are currently engaged either in the Copa America or the Euros. The only one that I can actually see happening is maybe Ivan Toney or maybe even Santiago Jimenez if he does come good for Mexico. But I mean, currently, let's just wait and see, because I think a lot of things are in motion right now. Now that the transfer window is open, I would trust to Paratici, Big Ange, and Daniel Levy to be able to sort of like streamline their targets. And if the price is right for whichever those targets are willing to come to N17, then I welcome each and every single one of them with open arms. But until such time when I see actual concrete rumors or actual concrete hearsay from the likes of Fabrizio Romano, I wouldn't read too much into any gossips or rumors just yet. I would urge caution as well, because the strikers or other strikers that we've been linked with, and the strikers that have actually either got on loan or permanent signings, none of them have actually taken the Premier League by storm. As far back as Darren Bent or Vincent Janssen, and especially Roberto Soldado. And I think I think it's just going to be a matter of time before we really do land someone who is of any quality or is going to be of any use to us. And if and when the time is right, I really do hope that this is the window. This really has to be the window that we get this striker signing right, because I honestly don't think that Richarlison has it in him to do any better than what he did last season, although I am still holding up some hopes that he might live up to his price tag of 60 odd million euros or pounds, whatever that was back then. But let's just wait and see what Paratici and Daniel Levy have in store for us, and whoever that Big Ange approves to for us to sign. Then let's just give this new striker signing, the best and the most raucous of our welcomes to N17.
Yeah, I agree. Big up to Brian Daigle and Ben and everyone at Tottenham on Tour for the redirect. Thank you very much. Nick,
I didn't even know they were on. I didn't see they were live.
Nor did I.
It's so weird.
Nick, have you got any thoughts on the striker situation, or is there someone you'd like that's realistic?
No.
He's so big time. He don't answer the questions. No.
We'll just have to wait and see. There's no point. I think we do a lot of this. We get someone says this, someone says that, someone says this. Do you know what I mean? And I think that there's just it's great for people that put stuff out every day and what have you. But I think we just need to wait and see what happens. I'm more concerned about still getting rid of Højbjerg, Spence, Rodon, Reguilon. Because for me, obviously, the whole thing with Rodon was that he'd go to Leeds, but Leeds owed 90-something million in transfer fees or transfer money or something like that. So that's not going to be easy to do by the sounds of it. And obviously, them not getting promoted wouldn't have helped. So I think we need to focus on the outgoings now while we can, and then that leaves us the time to focus on the incomings.
Yeah.
I saw on a video the other day, Kate, that a Premier League manager had spoke with Tony and decided to go against him because he didn't like his attitude.
Yeah.
So,
they reckon that could have been Arteta. That's what the rumor is. But, I mean, I don't know how true that is. But we've got a couple of questions here. Yusuf says, do you lot reckon Arsenal might drop off mentally this season? I'm going to go out there and say no. I think I still don't think they'll win the league this year unless they make a couple of key signings, which they might well do. If they get like a Bruno Guimaraes, I think that'd be amazing for Arsenal and someone else. But Jim, do you see a drop off?
I'm going to piss a lot of Arsenal fans off here.
Oh.
I think Arsenal are going to struggle this year to finish in the top 4.
Why?
I just do. I think it's going to be a lot harder this year. And I just think that the last 2 seasons is going to take its toll on them, and I think they're going to struggle to get in the top 4 this year. Sorry, Arsenal guys, but I always speak as I think, and I really believe that.
Wow. I mean, Ben says if Arsenal sign Osimhen, they're winning the league. I don't rate Osimhen as high as Ben, obviously, because I
Morning,
don't
Ben.
think he's that good. I don't see anything that makes me think, wow. I'd rather have the other guy, Jokeres, or whatever his name is. Yeah, why? Finderly's saying why?
Look, they've had 2 good seasons, right? And they've been really lucky with injuries. We saw what happened to them when they lost Saliba. I just don't think they can go through this season like they did last season, and I think it's going to be a lot harder for them this season. I think if you look at their fixtures and with the Champions League again, I just think they're going to struggle this season. I really do, and I could be wrong, but I just got a feeling that this year they're going to really find it a lot harder. And if they're as lucky with their injuries this season as they were last season, maybe not, but I can't see that happening. You know, we saw what happened to them. They only lost Saliba, and they went backwards massively quick. So I just think it's going to be a struggle. I mean, and it also depends on who they buy. I mean, we don't know who they're going to buy yet. They might buy some players that make them a lot stronger, and I'll be wrong. But as it stands now, I think that the Arsenal were fortunate with no injuries. I just think as it stands now with the team they got, they're going to find it a lot harder this season. And a lot of teams are going to get better this season, Kate, in the Premier League.
I'm going to go to Chang next because he's got to jump off in a few minutes. So, Chang, what do you think Arsenal are going to drop off?
That's a very tricky question to have to answer this early in preseason, before preseason's actually kicked off for any Premier League club. But I mean, honestly, if Mikel Arteta has already brought Arsenal to where I think the pinnacle, you could say, if second and being bridesmaids to Premier League champions is going to be the best that Arteta is ever going to get out of Arsenal, is indeed his his peak, then I think the only way else for Arsenal will be downwards from here on. Although we have yet to see whom Arsenal are going to sign to bolster and strengthen their squad, which leads me to think that maybe, just maybe, next season might be their season. Although I know most Spurs fans would disagree with me, especially Mr. James here, who's very clearly and obviously laid down a marker for Arsenal to not be, even part of the top 3 come next season. For me personally, I would reserve my judgment about how Arsenal are going to do next season, maybe sometime in February or even March next year, because I think it's far too early for us to even lay down a marker for any club, whether it's City or Liverpool or Chelsea or even good old Spurs. So, I mean, yeah, Arsenal do have to strengthen, and not only do they need to strengthen, they have to find that new winning mentality that trying to get it over the line, trying to go one step further than they have in the past 2 seasons. And if they can't do it next season, I think that, like I mentioned earlier, that's going to be the ceiling for Arteta and this Arsenal squad that he has with him. So let's just see what happens in pre-season first, and also whom Arsenal are able to bring in this transfer window. And if things don't work out for them, you never know. Arteta himself might be facing the sack, seeing how he's unable to get Arsenal over the finish line to win anything at all of any significance. So yeah, I think you could even argue that the clock is ticking for Arteta the same way the clock is also ticking for Gareth Southgate and England.
Yeah, I mean, Cheng, have you got to drop off? Because if you have, I'll let you promote yourself and everything else. I know it's late over there for you, but thank you for coming on as always.
I was hoping that I would get a lot more time here in the new office, but apparently the place is going to shut down in about 15 minutes from now at 8:30, which I think is going to be 1:30 over there in the UK. So thank you very much for having me on. I honestly did not expect to be here on a Friday night, but this has been a very enjoyable show. Once more, pleasure again to be sharing the screen with you once again, Mr. Kang, Mr. Collison, right, and of course, Mr. Boxall and Miss Kate. I really do look forward to England's last and final group stage game of the Euros, and hopefully, we do get our striker in sooner rather than later, especially as we have Sunnis lined up already, even before the Euros are over. So with that, come on, you Spurs, and I'm going to be England till I die.
Excellent, Shane. When can we find you next? I know you're on with me on Monday for the 1 year anniversary show.
Okay, so depending on Mr. Eugene and also Mr. Stroker, I might do something over the weekend, either on Saturday or Sunday, because I'm glad to announce that me, Mr. Stroker, Queen Ellie, and Mr. Meth, we have formed our new channel called Spurs Diehards, Tottenham Till I Die. And I believe Mr. Eugene might be lining up some watch-alongs for the Euros over the weekend as well. So I think if I'm not doing anything with Mr. Stroker on Spurs Diehards, I might be doing a watch-along over on Spurs Vision TV. So that's where I'm going to be next before your unmissable 1 year anniversary show next Monday, Miss Kate.
Excellent. Shane, thanks as always for coming on. Have a lovely weekend. I'm glad you're back fully fit again.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Send out your family.
You didn't tell them about your other show. The other show we were going to do, Chang and Kang. Chang and Kang Unleashed. We're going to flip roles. I'm going to speak with a Malaysian accent and Chang's going to speak with an Indian accent. It's going to be a blast.
You just give me the time. You just say the time and date, and I can promise you I will be there
we go
for that.
when we want, baby. We don't need times. We don't need dates and times. Talk about the 3 Spurs goals. We go when we want.
Absolutely looking forward to that if that ever does materialize. But until then, enjoy the weekend, everyone. Enjoy the Euros and Copa America festivities. And I look forward to seeing each and every single one of you on Monday again, okay? Take care, everybody.
See you later.
See you later.
Well, we've exhausted the Arsenal thing.
Let's talk about Chang. He's just so nice.
He's just the nicest guy in the whole world. He's just honestly,
that guy is sunshine on a rainy day. Pisses me off.
He really is. I hate him.
Really?
I absolutely hate him.
So annoying. So happy and friendly and good to see you
and polite. Yeah.
Polite. He's young, Bobby. He's young. He's
respectful.
He'd be miserable.
He's not that young. He's only a couple of years younger than me.
He's actually,
he's twisted like me, though. Bobby, do you think...
what a gem of a human being, really?
Exactly. Bobby, do you think Liverpool might drop off with Arne Slot coming in? What's your thoughts?
I honestly think that as much as this is not biased, I know the Arsenal fans are going to say it is, but I honestly think Arsenal are going to drop off more than Liverpool would.
Wow.
I just think that Arteta has. I think there's chinks in the armor, and the squad is seeing it now. They're seeing his inexperience. Now, one of two things is going to happen, the way I look at it. I had this conversation with my cousin Robbie, who you all know is an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Either he'll learn from his mistakes, and the squad will have full faith in him, and they'll push forward. Or they're going to open their eyes, like the England squad have, and realize that this guy doesn't know what he's doing, really.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's only got a certain level. And I because I look at them, and even speaking with my cousin and Arsenal fans, I know Vindalu's in here. I know there's who else is Arsenal fans in here?
We've got I'm a Real Gooner in here. We've got Angus in here.
Real Gooner, I know. I've spoken to him a couple of times. Oh no, that's Indian Gooner I'm thinking of. But I'm just curious. Oh, Angus is. I didn't know Angus was an Arsenal fan as well, guys. Honestly, this is not this is not me attacking, but I'm curious. Because I know what my cousin's answer was, who's an Arsenal fan. What player or players have improved dramatically under Arteta? Who have you seen him kind of raise the bar with? And he sits there and he says Saliba is the only one that I could see. But Saliba was kind of already a proven product and coming in very highly rated as well, right? So I'm just curious to see who do you guys really think that this is the guy that's going to lead you forward? Because I know other Arsenal fans, it's a weird feeling with him because it's like Tottenham fans with Ange, half hate him, half love him.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to see that with the Arsenal fans.
I don't know. I don't know how you think they're going to drop off. United have still got Ten Hag.
I don't think they're going to drop off.
New manager.
Barry, they finished second. So what's next to second? Winning.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're going to win. But what I'm going to say is they're going to be in the conversation. You can't say they're going to drop off.
They definitely will be up there.
You know what I mean? I think
that's
saying that.
I'm not saying they're going to all of a sudden drop down to 10th or something. I still think they'll be fighting in there in the top 4 and everything. But are they going to go up a level? Whereas I look at us, and if the right things happen.
Yeah. I think. Look, we all know. We all saw what happened. That's what I said. That I think their first, Arsenal's first 6 fixtures aren't great, and that's going to decide the mood and how it's going to go. Obviously, we know how they played last year, but Wolves at home, Brighton at home, teams historically they don't do amazing against. Obviously, Brighton have got a new manager. City, they've got Villa away. They've got us away. They've got Man City away. So, those first 5 games, I could generally see them really struggling. And if they do, then that's going to change the mood. I think you're right. The Arsenal fan base have started to turn. In terms
I got to answer that.
I don't think they're as split as much as us in terms of, like a 50-50 split. I'd say maybe 65-35 with the whole Arteta in 65, Arteta out 35, or the other way around, what have you, right? But I just think, it all depends on City. I think it's going to be between City and Arsenal. I can't see, United have got Ten Hag and they've got a hell of a lot to do. Liverpool have got Slot. Is that going to change? Is he going to come in and they're going to play amazing football? I don't know, because you don't know how it's all going to kind of fit in. We're still in the, it's the second season after the first season of keeping a manager for a full season. We'll probably get top 4, I think, this season. But it all depends on injuries, how far we go in other competitions, how we strengthen. There's a lot of, I think what it is there's a lot of variables and everything else. But I think, I think Arsenal fans, you're in a good place. But what you need to do is to stop doing what you always do and gas up like, we're going to go to City and win. We're going to, just because it happened last year. We're going to win the league. We're going to do this. I just think that is what, and I think that's what will happen. But I also think the people like, for example, like Angus, like Vindaloo, like all these other people, they're fair, and they'll say, Angus makes ridiculous predictions. Apart from those ridiculous predictions, they'll fair and they'll come in and they won't go missing, right? And I think that's testament to it. But I think in the general feeling is I don't see, I don't see who, you need a striker. Where's that striker? I don't know if you're going to sign anyone. You went for Sesko. He went and signed a new contract, and then that was what was going to happen. I don't think Sesko was the answer, but I think there's a shortage of natural number 9s out there, and maybe that position is becoming extinct. Let's just say.
Bobby, you answer this question, and then
hang on, Jim. Let me just add one more thing. We all say they need a striker, but they did score 91 goals last season. So, did they really? I'm not sure, but I mean they did miss a lot. But Bobby, I'm going to let you answer this comment about your dreams.
I'll do both, actually. I think Barry's right. If they got a proper number 9, then that 91 goals that goes up, and that's going to be the difference maker for them. If they get a real I'm not talking about somebody that's rated to be good. I'm talking about a proven guy already. If they really do get somebody, put a big man, target man up there. If they get Ivan Toney, I think that's something to be really, really terrified. But I just don't think that Arteta has the ability to really progress them and push them any further than what he has. I don't see any chinks in the team Like you look at their squad overall, they've got good depth as well, and they've got pretty much, I don't know if they have 2 players for every position, but for the majority of their positions, they've got players that are fighting, and they've got great players. But anyways, regardless to that, Vindaloo, if you knew anything about me or have seen me on streams before, you would know this is the stupidest thing you could have asked me, actually, because there's no way in hell I would dream about Arsenal. Mate, my dreams are fully concentrated on Pornhub and unicorns. Okay?
This is so true. Jim, did you want to add something about
I did. Yeah, look, there's a lot of scenarios, right? I think that Man United are going to improve this year, even though they've kept Ten Hag. I think they will improve this year, right? Chelsea, it's a funny one because we don't know what's going to happen with them. But by rights, if the guy that's come in is as good as he seems to be, I think they're improved. But I mean, I think Villa are going to backtrack a bit as well. I don't think they'll be up there as high. But it's a hard. This season's going to be, I think, one of the hardest seasons ever. And when you look at last season, I sit and I scratch my head and wonder how Arsenal never won the league, because Man City weren't that good last season. They had so many bad patches. They started off bad, but they still won it. And Arsenal were fantastic last season. So you think to yourself, how did Arsenal not win it last season? I mean, I know they lost on, was it 2 points or whatever it was, and 3 goals behind, or it was close. But I can't see City being like that again this season. So, and it massively depends on who they buy, Kate. I think if they don't buy another couple of really top class players, I think they're going to struggle more this season. I really do. But a lot of it depends on other teams, what they do as well.
I think this comment's for you, Nick. AC Milan really downgrading themselves, bringing in Francesca and Emerson.
Ben as well. Unfortunately, what I will say, Benjamin, young Benjamin, I would say, if we go and sign a £40 million backup, then what was the point in getting rid of Emerson? Because Emerson is actually the only decent right back defender at Tottenham Hotspur as we speak now. Because, as we know, Porro cannot defend. So, for me, if we're going to change anything, I would love to see us go to a back three, Porro on the right, Adoji on the left, Dragusin on the right, Romero in the centre, and Mickey van der Ven on the left-hand side. Because I think that, with someone in the midfield, with a Bentancur, a Sarr, Bissouma, with Sonny on the left, and I don't care who else on the right, or a Sonny on the right and an Eze on the left, or an Eze on the right, or a Dingy on the left. I think that could actually be quite fired, but we know hands won't change. But you leave my boy's name out your mouth, yeah?
And I'm the deluded one.
The next time I see you, you're going to get one of them.
Dear, I did. I was fighting talk from the cough there.
He big time.
He thinks he can come in and just start being all big time. So
yes,
ever since he hit the big time and hosted a watch along on We Are Tottenham TV, he's changed, man. Because even yesterday I sent him a message. It took him a whole 4 minutes to respond.
Yeah, big time Ben firing shots, exactly that.
Ben,
Jimbo, who for you comes in the top 4?
Well, it's so hard this season. I mean, look, my personal opinion is I don't think Arsenal will do as well as they did last season. But that's just my opinion, right? I can see them having a drop off, but it's for the top 4. It's so difficult because there's going to be teams that are going to improve. I think Tottenham's going to improve.
Yeah, but give your top 4 for the season. I know it's hard because the transfer window's over.
No, I said, Kate. I think what we should do is we should do a prediction. The top 4, the relegated teams, 5th, 6th, and 7th, the FA Cup winners, the champion. Like, do a prediction, and then we'll go back to it at the end of the season when
good idea.
You've done it.
That's a great idea, Nick. But it's very hard to do it until we know who buys who. And to pick the top 4, it's very hard to know until we know.
Okay, well, I'll take a provisional top 4 now, and then after the Euros, we'll do a proper one near the beginning of the season. Yeah, provisional for now. I mean, Ben's saying City, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Villa. Crystal Palace, West Ham, Everton, Wolves. Who do you fancy, Jimbo?
As it stands now, as it stands now, I would say City. I'm going to say Man United. I think they'll be up there. Liverpool will be up there. Arsenal are going to be up there. Spurs.
Well, it's only 4, darling. You've got
no, but it's hard.
The quad is on, so Spurs need to be in there. If the quad's on, you've got to say Spurs first, no?
Yes, but well, obviously, I think Spurs are going to be there. But until we know who.
Jim, I'm going to mute you in a minute. Just answer the bloody question. I will give mine. I'm going City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs. Your turn.
I'll go with the same because I think Liverpool are going to struggle this season as well.
I'm going to go City, Arsenal, Man United, and I'm going to say Liverpool.
You're putting us out the top 4.
Yeah, because I think if we carry on, I think Ange will be gone by Christmas.
Okay. Bobby, who do you fancy?
I like Shem's answer. Honestly, Jim's got a valid point. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know who's bringing in who. We don't know how impactful it can be. For me, an Ivan Toney of Vlahovic coming into Arsenal really puts them into the spot of are they possible title winners? So that changes things. Right now, based on the current squads, I would go City. I'd stick with Arsenal still, most likely finishing second. If Chelsea had kept Poch, I would pick them third, to be honest with you. But it'll be interesting to see how they react to the new manager. Will there be that new manager bounce for a little bit? Will they fall off? But just with the quality they have on that squad, it's hard to write them off. So I'll go City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and I think then Spurs. I think we should be a little bit better than Chelsea, but on paper, man, they are lethal.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think if they kept Poch, I think they would be really pushing next year.
Yeah.
Really pushing.
Yep, I agree with you there. I think they was premature. Right I think that was premature getting rid of Poch. I mean, Vindaloo says, do we think Gareth Southgate has lost the dressing room? Taking the front 3 off wasn't Southgate-like. Nick, do you reckon there's any chance that he's lost the dressing room?
I don't think he had it in the first place because he hasn't got his mate Harry there. He hasn't got his mate Jordan Henderson there. So I guess he hasn't got those two there. His 2 lovers. Yeah, look, for me, that's the best thing Southgate's done. Those three taking the front 3 off and swapping them. But you wouldn't have to do that if you played them in the right positions. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, Lee, I don't know if you saw Lee's Oxford are getting promoted. Right, Lee, first of all, you're not an Oxford United supporter. I've been to more Oxford United games than you have been. So don't come here and start claiming that you're an Oxford United supporter just because they're going to get promoted again. They're not going to get promoted again, and you're not an Oxford United supporter. Simple as that.
There you go. Jimbo, do you think Southgate
I'm just curious. Who is the Oxford supporter?
What
do you mean?
Who you're banging on about how he shouldn't talk because
Lee Smithy Smith.
Yeah, I know. But
all of Laura's family.
Okay. I just wanted to add. I know who they are.
Yeah, why are you asking when you know?
He's getting you at it. Do you think what's his face Southgate has lost the dressing room? What's his face?
Well, yeah. I mean, them players must come off there. You saw them all at the end. You know, they all look dejected, and I just think they must be thinking to themselves, what's going on? Because I would be. I mean, I'm just a fan sitting in the front room watching them, thinking what's going on. So these guys are professional footballers and the best in the country, so they got to be thinking what's going on. So yeah, I would say 100%. He's going to have his little crew, isn't he? That will be behind him. But I would imagine the majority are thinking, what the F is going on here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only that, if I was sitting on the bench and I'm watching the entire front line come off at once.
Yeah. I said that, Bobby, before
that
you
to me is a panic move, a move that shows that you really don't know what you're doing. It was a move that basically, I think every single person watching the game just kind of threw their hands up and went, "What the hell are you doing?"
But Bobby, he's took off Kane. He's England's top scorer. He scored 40 odd goals last season, and he's a guy that you might not see through 50 minutes of the game, and all of a sudden he bangs in 2 goals. I mean, how can you take him off? It's just ludicrous.
Not only that, I don't mind you taking off Kane because you got Tony and Watkins there available. There's a reason you've brought these players to change things in a game, but you don't turn around and remove the entire front line at once and hope these 3 new ones are going to come in and they're going to all of a sudden have some chemistry in the last 15 minutes. If that was the plan, then I'm sorry, that change should have been made at halftime. 55th minute tops. Give these guys 5 or 10 minutes in the second half. Come out to see if they're going to perform the same way. If you're still going to be stale up at the front, then I'm going to swap all of you. I could understand that. But when you're doing it with 10 or 15, I think 15 or 17 minutes left, right? You're doing that, and you're not even giving these 3 enough time to gel and get into the game and perhaps produce something. Yeah. I don't get why Foden wasn't swapped out for Palmer or anybody, basically. Why 1 or 2 players didn't slowly come in. Let's start impacting parts of the field instead of trying to impact the entire game.
Yeah, I agree.
I just don't understand that. To me personally, I just coach little kids, and I know with the little kids, I'm not swapping out the whole goddamn team.
We've got a Canadian guy that calls it soccer, and he gets it. So why can't Southgate get it?
I've never called it soccer, actually.
I'm only joking.
Okay, he's American.
Bullshit, all right?
Oh, he's American, yeah, sorry.
Because I don't want another phone call from Mickey saying, "All right, mate, I heard you were giving her a hard time again."
Big up, Erwin. Hope you're well. Angus, Pert, do you think this will be the year a trophy comes back to Spurs? Jim's going to say yes. Jim, what do you think?
4 of them, right, Jim? 4 of them this year.
There's 4 coming.
So
yes, 100%. A trophy will be coming to Tottenham this season. I put my reputation on it for what it's worth.
Well, you ain't got a reputation. Nick's hiding his face. Nick, is this the year that the glory day comes back?
No.
What was that, Nick?
No.
He said no.
All right, see you later, Nick.
Nick, reasons.
I just still think we got a lot to do, and the squad's just not strong enough to compete on all 4 fronts.
Yeah, I say
the only time I get to go to Wembley is either see a concert or go and watch bloody Oxford United. That's the only time I've gone to see Wembley, a team at Wembley. Right? So I'd like to go and see my team at Wembley and actually turn up at Wembley, and not not for any other reason. So look, it'd be lovely to do it on another day out. It'd be lovely to win something, but I just don't think we're just not there yet, right? So
yeah. Bobby, do you think this is the year we win a trophy?
Thanks, Ben. I don't know. Sorry, I was just spicy hot chocolate. Now I'm just thinking about pouring up again.
I knew you'd like that.
Is it the year we win a trophy? You know, considering we haven't in 15 years, it's hard to have the argument and say, yes, this is the year. I'm always going to be hopeful this is the year we win a trophy. I'm always going to be hopeful that this is the year we win the league, we win the FA Cup, we win the Carabao Cup, and we win Europa. Of course. This is what's the point otherwise?
You can stay, Bobby.
What's the point of supporting any club? Every Arsenal fan in here should be saying, we're winning the league, we're winning the quad. Every Ipswich fan should be coming up saying, you know what, we've got promoted, we're going to be staying in the Premier League.
I think Bobby should be a regular fixture.
That's my personal thing. If you're going to support your club, that's supporting your club. To sit here and rip them apart when things haven't gone the way you want them to go, like a video game, that to me personally is harmful. I won't do that to myself.
I'm not ripping them apart, Bobby. I'm just saying I don't think we're going to.
I'm not talking about you, Barry. I'm just saying me personally. You guys know me. I don't come on and do the smashing of the players down or the management or the board, this, that, and the other. The odd time, yeah, I've thrown out that this guy's an idiot or this guy's a moron. They don't do this, so they should do that. But I'll always stay with this guy, the eternal optimist, because that's what it should be about. Every football, any sport, actually, any sport you're supporting, any team, you're hoping for the best because that is your entertainment. That's a source of joy for you in life. So of course you want them to win. Do I see us honestly winning a trophy this year? I think we can. I honestly do think we can if we're smart in the right competitions. I don't think we have a shot at all at the Premier League. So I say play that one smart, play for top 4. Put your eggs into a basket that you think that you can go and win them. Go for the FA Cup, go for the Carabao Cup, hell, even go for the Europa Cup if you look at who else is going to be around you in that competition. And let's just go for one thing. Pick one damn thing and go for it. Unrealistic for us to think about that we're actually going to win a quad. Deluded and optimistic, yes, I am.
All right, let's say we come second or third in the league. The treble's on.
I'm going to say
it from the quad to
the
the
quad
treble.
is on right now. The quad is on right now.
Of course it is.
Until it's not. It's on, right? Hey, you and me said we were going to win the league with 5 games left when we were 8 points behind.
Yeah, I love it.
8 points behind 4th, that is.
I'd love to think we're going to win a trophy this season, but realistically, no, I don't think we're ready yet. I think it's going to be. I'll be amazed if Ange lasts the full season again this year. I really will. And I know that's.
Come on.
Sorry.
Doom and
right,
gloom.
I'm taking over the show. Right.
Did you boot her?
No, I booted him.
He started it though, right?
He started it, yeah.
The difference is Jim's not going to come back now because all you.
Jim, I hope you like being like a nun because that's what's going to happen to you now.
Yeah, exactly that. If Ange goes for any of the trophies instead of Champions League money, he'll be sacked on the spot. Levy wants top 4 only. Yeah. I just don't. I think he needs another season, but I'm not convinced he'll make it to the end of the season. If he makes it to the end of the season and we're still improving, then next year I'll be sitting there going, yes, I think we're going to win something. But I just haven't got the faith that Levy will keep him there and back him and do all the things that's necessary. But we'll see. I'm not saying it can't happen. I just don't personally think it will happen. Yeah, Jim is vile. I'm going to ban him from the show. I'm going to take away his extra features.
You ban me from the show, you lose half your viewers, darling.
Oh, here we go. I don't think
Mr.
so.
Big Time Jim, look at him. I only come on to check that you're still on it and that I haven't got rid of you already. Yeah, do you know what, Vindaloo? I hope I'm wrong.
Can I just say, if people hit the like, please, because there's a lot in and there's not loads of likes, so
yeah,
it does help.
Yeah, there's I hope I'm wrong because I like Ange and I think he could be good for us, but I don't see him lasting another season, not a full season. It won't be Southgate, our next manager. Bloody hell, don't say that.
God.
Don't even say it.
I will bet anything you want that Ange is here next season.
Go on, I'll have a bet we are.
What are we betting, Jim?
We need to do a rude bet, Jimbo.
Oh, lovely.
Not you and Nick. You and Nick.
Oh, no, you and me. Anything you want if it's going to be rude. I'll take whatever.
I'm out at this point.
No, I will bet you whatever you want that Ange is gone by this time next year.
No.
But you can pick your bet.
We're going to improve massively.
I'll take that bet. The bet's going to be, though, I will send you ice wine from Niagara region here. Okay?
Ice wine.
Ice wine.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that shit's super expensive for you kids over there. So,
Amelia just said, "Oh, lovely."
I bought it for Barry when I came. I bought some for Laura. I think she enjoyed it. So, yeah, the good stuff. I will send ice wine over to you if Ange is gone before December. If me and Jim are right, like usual, and he'll still be here, then I will give you a list of the chocolates and candies that I would like from England. You can send me a nice little chocolate Yorkie basket there.
You've got a deal,
I'll send
Bobby.
that to you anyway, Bobby.
We might even deliver it in person and come and stay for a couple of weeks. You never know.
Oh no, you don't have to do that.
No, there wasn't an invite there, Kate.
Always welcome.
That's a good bet. I'll do that all day long. I hope I'm wrong though. In a way,
I want to hear you say you took that bet, Kate.
I take the bet.
She said it. She took it.
The bet 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a sweet wine.
It's very sweet. Very, very sweet. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I'll take that bet all day long. But in a way, I hope I'm wrong. But in a way, I hope I'm right because I want to try ice wine.
Well, regardless, if you're going to show up here, I'll get some bottles for you anyways.
Oh, yeah. Well, when we come over, we're definitely, me and Suki will be on the ice wine for sure.
Oh, and then some.
Welcome back, Phil.
I'm going to get Jim some of that legal pot. Not even tell him. Just give him like a candy, like those gummies and stuff they get. I won't even tell him because you guys don't have it there, so he's not going to know. I'll just put out a whole jar of candies. You guys will walk. I'll put it outside your room when you stay here. You guys won't even know, and you'll just pick. It'll be great. You guys will be all buzzing first thing in the morning.
Yeah, but what if William eats them?
But this way, when Jim falls down the stairs, it'll be legit, right?
Yeah, and we'll get a stoned kid because William will be walking past eating them every time he goes by. Bless him.
He's 16 now, right?
Yeah, nearly 18. But that's it. That's the end of the show. That's a good way to finish because we're talking about trophies, something that we don't normally talk about when we talk about Spurs. So, Nick, are you anywhere apart like before Monday? Are we seeing you anywhere?
I'll be in Southampton tomorrow, axe throwing. So if I see any Arsenal fans, I'll divert them to axe throwing. Yeah,
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, going axe throwing, and then we're going to a Brazilian barbecue.
Oh, how nice!
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want you axe throwing, Kate. The stairs are enough, thank you.
Oh, I'd love to axe throw. That'd be wicked. Be like Vikings. But are you on any streams, Nick?
No, just on Monday for your 1 year anniversary, and Jim's made it through. Maybe he might not make it through the weekend if he carries on.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Bobby, when are you back on? We haven't seen three Spurs boys forever.
You know what? Well, you guys know. Unfortunately, me and Coobs have been a bit out of it. Unfortunately, I haven't been doing too well now. As soon as I got a bit better, Coobs, unfortunately, has had a few medical issues. So all we can do is just send Coobs our love and our best. We were thinking about doing a Spot the Bull tomorrow night. I'm not too sure. I got to touch base with him. But we are going to be live in 12 minutes over on Ben's. Brewing Bollocks will be coming up. Brewing Bollocks pop-up show is going to be coming up. So Kuva will be there. I will be there. And here is the link as we speak. So, is
it not 3:30? Brewing Bollocks.
No, we normally do 3:30. I've got physio this morning. So that's why we had to. Yeah, I've got to be done and out of here, unfortunately. So Ben is being kind enough to accommodate my schedule. It's nice, even though he's big time now, we are Tottenham TV and everything. He was still like, it's okay, peasant. I will accommodate you. And he puts his ring out to kiss and everything, and then he let me.
Yeah.
When's Brewing Bollocks?
Illmatic, stop it.
Yeah, wishing everyone made outfits and buffalo wings.
What a great
it's on at 2:00, Jim.
What's tonight?
Yeah, right now. In 11 minutes, buddy. You joining us?
Confused.
You are confused?
He's always confused.
Did you see that? Jim is confused, he said. What?
Let me set up a redirect quickly. Jimbo, when are you back, darling?
I ain't got Monday. I ain't got clue. Monday.
Yeah, Monday's right.
You might be on tomorrow night if we do spot the ball, right? Or we'll set it up for next week. I don't care what you guys. If you have other plans, cancel them. We got spot the ball.
You have to let me know, Bobby.
I just did.
Yeah, if you want me to come on, I'll come on for sure.
Appreciate it.
And then he'll cancel, and then
No. He's not. His name's not Kate. He'll come. Jim says he's come. Jim's there. Kate, I'll message your receptionist.
Yeah, I think I might be busy with Mickey tomorrow. I'm not sure. Going out for dinner, I believe. I can't help it. I'm in demand. Angus, always a pleasure. Congrats again on the news about your dad. Brilliant news.
Yeah, big up, Angus.
Now I'm trading influence. No, Angus was saying thanks.
His dad being cancer-free. Yeah, great news. News. Yes.
Yeah, wonderful news.
Is he a young guy? Is his dad a young fella? I'm just curious. Do you know?
Angus is only young. He's only early 20s, I think.
Oh, he's a kid, so his dad's probably around our age, if not maybe just a bit older, right? Okay.
So good news about that. But yeah, I've set up a redirect, so no one needs to go anywhere. You will be redirected to Brewing Bollocks, which starts in a few minutes' time, 10 minutes or so.
9 minutes. So should we waffle on for 9 minutes?
I can't. I need a wee. I've drunk so much water.
That'll waste 3 minutes right there.
Yeah, and it'll make everyone else want a wee when they hear me trickle or gush, depending how it's going to be. Nick's face says it all. No one needs to hear me wee. Nick,
Christ, this show's
Bobby,
gone down now.
Thank you both for coming on.
You and your waffle about Tottenham not winning a trophy. That dragged us down.
Bobby, it's good to have you back on the screen. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad I did this, actually. It's definitely put me in a much better mood. 63, so young fella still.
Yeah, same age as me.
Well, you're 62 this year, Jim.
Oh, right. I thought it was 63 this year.
No, you're 62 this year in a few weeks, darling.
No. 63 is the number of stairs Jim went.
Tumbling down.
Yeah, that's why he's got that number programmed in his head now.
We'll be back
Jim,
Monday.
Don't worry, I've only got 16 stairs here.
There you go. You're all right. You're safe. We're back Monday at 12 for my 1 year anniversary party. I still can't believe it's been a year. But thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the way out. Have a great day. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, Southgate.
Fuck off, Southgate, and come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.